Welcome to Graya Overload. I'm Anthony, and Microsoft is providing greater transparency with the Windows Diagnostic Data Viewer. The Windows Diagnostic Data Viewer, I think Microsoft is continuing to put the right foot forward, and needs to keep walking down the correct path of data privacy and being transparent on what data they are sending. I think they were trying to be transparent in the first early versions of Windows, and it wasn't as good as it needed to be. People need to be able to have control of their privacy on what data is being sent, and they also need to know what is kind of being sent, and that's important. And this Windows Diagnostic Data Viewer right now is available to Windows insiders. So the next version of Windows that comes out that you'll update to here in the next few months, I believe, will be you'll be able to get this as well. So keep this in mind. I'll probably, when I do a release of that version, a video on that version of Windows, I will make sure that I talk about the Windows Diagnostic Data Viewer app again in that video to remind everybody that they have now options to go and download it. But if you're an insider, go out and grab the app, see what you like about it, give some feedback. I think it's going to be a great option for people to see what data they are sending Microsoft, see everything that is going to it. You can export this data. You know, the diagnostic data presented that Microsoft is doing is everything from like common data, that's your OS and version, devices, IDs, etc. And that can help Microsoft be able to better see what is wrong maybe with the device, or what they need to support or better support in Windows. And then they have like device connectivity, configurations, properties of devices, products and services, performance data. And this is all things that are being sent, and things that you can now view in that diagnostic viewer of everything there. And products, and services usage data of what's all being used. Software setup and inventory is all being sent there. And I'm sure that there's performance data, things that are being set up, and all that information as well is being sent, so that Microsoft can provide a better Windows. But also at the same time, if somebody doesn't want to send that, I think that people should also have the control. I hope that's the next kind of steps that Microsoft takes, is that you can have more granular control of what's being sent, and you can prevent stuff and that is going back. But you get to export this data. I'm wondering to see if there's any like performance stuff that then a developer can take and say, hey, I'm trying to run this application. You can kind of get some of the internal data and map it to maybe your application you're trying to develop for, and help improve it from there as well. I don't know, I haven't dug that deep into it. I've just skimmed the surface so far, and it's kind of interesting, everything there. I'm very impressed that Microsoft was able to bring this out, and that we're able to do it. One nice thing is it's in the Windows Store, so it's also updated through the Windows Store. I hope Microsoft goes to basically everything in the Windows Store here, with all their stuff, which makes it easier to go download and for people to go and get as well. And I hope that Microsoft makes it easy so people to get this app as well, so you can go and view things that you may see or may want to know that is being sent to Microsoft, and hopefully try to mitigate that if that's what you want to do, or at least what is being sent, and maybe Microsoft even needs a why this was being sent, and that might be helpful as well, so people understand maybe why it's being sent, so they have an understanding as well, so it doesn't seem like there's just a whole bunch of data being sent and there's no explanation for it as well. But the diagnostic viewers, you can search, you can filter, and you can you provide feedback on the viewer as well. So that's one thing to utilize, that Microsoft feedback hub. I think that's crucial. I think that gives more control to users to help shape what Windows should be, and that's a great opportunity for all users that like and use Windows, to make sure that it's OS for them and that supports what their needs are. One other thing I'd like to mention as well is the Microsoft Privacy Dashboard. I recommend just go online, check this out with your Microsoft account. So if you have a Microsoft account, or if you're logging into Windows with a Microsoft account, you have all this options to their privacy dashboard online. So it's underneath account.microsoft.com, I believe, and /privacy. I think that's in that area. If you just go to account.microsoft.com, you should be able to select privacy up on the top of the web page once you log in. And you're going to be able to see a breakdown of all this data. It's kind of an improvement over the last time I checked it. It's a easier to navigate, clear explanation of where the data is, what it is. You can clear it out, delete the data. All that stuff is provided in the website as well. So in addition to the Windows side, they were also working on kind of the online part of all the data as well, which is an improvement. I like what Microsoft is doing there. And some of the things that are coming in the coming months, Microsoft also said you're going to be able to view and manage your media consumption data, product service on that active history page. You're going to be able to export that data from the dashboard. Huge, especially if you want to keep track of it or whatever you want. I know that there might be some uses for that for you as well. And then you're going to be able to delete specific items for greater individual control. And that's what Microsoft needs to get to, is more individual control for everything, more user control to be able to protect their privacy and data that they have out there, because we all know it's a more and more online world. It's harder and harder to do, and privacy for people is huge. People like their privacy. People want to know that they can kind of feel safe and feel secure in things, and by providing them the data that they need is a step in the right direction and is a path that every company needs to continue to work on. I hope to see more stuff from more companies. Just keep pushing the envelope. I know there's a lot of companies out there that are working for better privacy, and I hope that is a great motivator forward for every company to keep on moving forward to make sure that people have their privacy overall. So with that, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for continuing to support Graya Overload and helping this channel grow. I'm really appreciative of that. And let me know any questions or comments you have as well. Post them in the comment section below. I'll be sure to take a look at them. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Graya Overload. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe.